All right, Nexus Gamers, welcome to Nexus Gaming Series. This is season 14, and we are in Division B West tonight, round 6 action. Give me a second to clean up this weird frame here. Very strange. Is that? There it is. And I am theStroke. Thanks for joining me tonight for Team Rainbow Strike Go versus Magnitude. We are about a little over halfway through the season, and we are excited to get into some more Nexus Gaming Series action. Always love it when we get to check out two high-powered teams. And let's go ahead and take a look at the standings in Division B West. Goodness, what is that thing? So there you have it. The story as we know it. Team Rainbow Strike Go 7 points and Magnitude with 6. So it's neck and neck with these guys. And everyone in this division seems to be chasing can't connect stuns. So if they want to get themselves into the playoff mix, I'll have this little thing figured out here in a second for you. But yeah, this should be exciting to see what these two teams put together tonight and how they kind of battle it out. All right, we have the map ready. Let's go ahead and show you where we'll be heading for this first map. So the coin toss was won by Team Rainbow Strike Go. Oh my goodness, I cannot figure out what is the deal with these weirdo frames. But anyways, we'll get them figured out. Don't you guys worry. Team Rainbow Strike Go elected to ban out Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow and Alteric Pass, and we had Magnitude banning out Sky Temple and Volskaya. So Team Rainbow Strike Go decided to go with Infernal Shrines for our first map. Pretty excited to head over that way. And we should be getting lobbies set up here shortly, which we do. While I work on that, let me know in the chat who's going to pick up this dub. Is it Team Rainbow Strike Go? Are we looking at a quick 2-0 sweep, or are we going to be heading to a 3-game little battle? You let me know in the chat who's going to win. I would love to see a 3-game series, but, you know, don't always get what you wish for. And teams are ready. We're getting set up here. See if I can figure out what the F is going on with this this little frame that's in all of my stuff here. Because no one wants that. No one wants that anywhere. You know what it is? It's probably my alerts. So let's get that out. Let's get him on out. Yep. All right, let's see if that fixed things. Oh, yeah, we're back in business, baby. All right, team, thanks for joining me tonight. Looks like we do have the teams set up. Map is ready. Teams are ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's do this thing as soon as it gets started. And now that we have, this is what happens when you try to get your, try to mess with your stream settings and kind of your overlays and whatnot before, right before you start casting. Never goes right. But at the end of the day, we're all just here to see Heroes of the Storm. And with that, we are headed to the draft for game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. Punk Rock Pirate, good luck and thanks for the follow. All right, first ban of the night goes to Johanna, of course. Punk Rock Pirate gifted King Andrew 1 sub. What a guy. Garrosh for the ban for Team Rainbow Strike Go. And OMG Podcast gets a gift sub from Punk Rock Pirate as well. Anduin picking up the next ban. Let's go ahead and take a look at Anduin's win rates here, selection rates. He gets picked 65% of the time in Division B. He's got a 53% win rate, and he gets banned quite often. We do see a Stukov ban as well. Punk is just going ham for September, just hooking the stroke up with 2 gifted subs there. Thanks a lot, and I wish you all the best of luck, but that's not going to make me biased for this cast. All right, Asmodan picked up by Magnitude for Punk. Should be interesting. Definitely a very powerful hero and very good on this map. Tends to get a lot of bans out in some other divisions. In Division B, he's got a 5% pick rate, win rate 60%. All right, we get the Blaze and the Deckard over to Team Rainbow Strike Go. Next 2 picks over to the side of Team Magnitude. We're going to get a Kihira, and Rhaegar for Captain Roberts. Rhaegar, definitely a meta healer. I haven't seen a whole lot of Kihira played in Division B this year, or this season. So pretty excited to check this out. Can definitely be a very dangerous high damage output hero, but also can get kind of screwed by some heroes with cleanses and things like that when she's on the wrong side of her little loop-de-loop. Final bans for map number 1 going out onto the side of Team Rainbow Strike Go, and it's going to be the Muradin. And last ban of this first map on Infernal Shrines. It's gonna be May. Come on. Oh, man. Just couldn't make my joke work. All right, let's see how Team Rainbow Strike Go decides to round out their draft. We're going to get a Malthael pick for Kingle. Definitely going to give the likes of Asmodan some trouble, as he's going to have a hard time escaping if he gets marked. And lastly, Raynor for Salim. Salim? Salem 11. No, you never really, you always take for granted how hard it is to pronounce players' names for like sportscasters until you try to do this for gamers who have the craziest team names and player names. All right, Dr. Blunch picks up the Kel'Thuzad and Wraithling picking up the Nubarak. I like that. Dr. Blunch. All right, last pick over to the side of Team Rainbow Strike. Go. Definitely a dangerous-looking team with CC and damage output on the side of Magnitude. And the Diva. Always interesting to see a Diva pick. All right, let's see if we get any swaps here before we get into the action. Maybe. Hopefully not. Makes my life easier. And there you have it, folks. We are headed into game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. Team Rainbow Strike Go versus Magnitude. This is Division B West Round 6 action for Nexus Gaming Series. Season 14. Halfway through the season, these two teams are neck and neck in the standings, looking for one move, 1 2-game sweep to get themselves in the contention for playoffs. And let's see how these two teams decide to operate based on that assumption. I myself am just excited to watch some high-level HOTS and bring it to you guys live. If you got other Heroes of the Storm fans as friends, share the stream with them. Hook them up with some nice Heroes of the Storm play with some oh-so-crisp casting. All right, for the blue team, we've got Silver on Blaze, Robert on Diva, Panda playing Deckard, Salem playing Raynor, and Kingle on the Malthael. For the red team, Punk on Asmodan, Animan on Kira, Wraithling on Nubarak, Captain Roberts on Rhaegar, and Dr. Blunch on the Kel'Thuzad. Let's get into it. We've got good luck, have funds going out for all. And here we go. Nexus Gaming Series. Pink Blackout says TRSG, strength. Let's get them going. Both teams meet in the middle, flex their muscles, and walk away. Things to watch out for are the Asmodan damage as it starts to stack up. This game is starts to get into the late game. Asmodan is going to be an issue that they're going to have to deal with, but Kingle on the Malthael is also going to get extremely strong into the late game. So I will say, solely based on drafts, I like the CC/kill condition kind of makeup that Magnitude has going for them, but you know, we'll see what goes on. We do have a skirmish breaking down here in the bottom lane. 2 members stunned out by the Deckard route, and a Nubarak is going to go down for the first kill of the game. Over to the side of Team Rainbow Strike. Go! All right, immediately we see teams splitting off. Malthael heading over to this siege camp on the side of TRSG, and Magnitude still waiting to start working on their camp. As I did say when we were getting this game set up, I was messing a lot with settings as I'm trying to get this channel just real pristine. And so if you guys see anything weird like audio levels or anything like that, just let me know in the chat and I'll get things fixed real quick for you. Captain Roberts does take a little bit of damage from 3 members of TRSG, but is able to escape out of there in that puppy form. Silver's got to be careful here with 3 members watching for him, but now we're going to get a counter rotate over onto Dr. Blunch, who gets focused on, is able to escape out of there with 46 health. Meanwhile, the tides have turned, and now Kingle is getting extremely low as Captain Roberts and Wraithling get in there. All in all, all teams get out of there without losing any members. And so far, pretty safe. Aside from the 1 kill. We see Salem heading down here into the siege camp. Not quite going to channel that yet. All right, do we see Kingle positioning aggressively? No engagement to be had. And 20 seconds until the first shrine is active. If you're just joining us, we are midst into this first game of the best of 3 series, Team Rainbow Strike Go versus Magnitude, Division B West Round 6 action, Nexus Gaming Series Season 14, and this is going to be a good one. You can just tell by the way these two teams are playing and kind of executing their rotations and engagements that this is going to get a little exciting. We do have 2 camps being picked up by TRSG. Those will have to be responded to, especially here in the bottom lane. But 11 Skeletal Warriors already to the side of Magnitude, and they're continuing to chunk those little dudes down. You see Robert onto the back line of Magnitude. Wraithling getting relatively low. Stun follow-up from Silver, and he's going to have to get out of there. They are about halfway on their Skeletal Warriors. They're getting this Bruiser camp cleared out. Blaze does pop his trait. Starts to put out some damage. They are caught up in Skeletal Warriors, and we are going to have to see some sort of response. Kahira goes in onto Silver, but then gets stunned, and follow-up damage going out from Salem onto the back line, and now we see the tides turned onto the side of TRSG. Wraithing is getting back in there, seeing if they can get this prevented. 2-man stun goes out onto Kahira and Anubarak. Kahira is getting very low on health as Robert is just parked on him, and the Mortar Punisher does go over to the side of TRSG. All right, let's see if they can get a bait out here. The goal here, if you're new to the strategy of this game, is you're just hoping to preserve this fort without losing any structure damage in this top lane, but you do also have to be careful because 1 Punisher stun onto you and followed up by stuns from the team. Robert getting focused by the tower, and he is able to survive out of there with his Diva mech. Meanwhile, the fort in the top lane is halfway healthy with the Punisher down. Punk working to get this camp cleared out that Kingle was able to pick up with Malthael, and now we see an immediate Bruiser camp focused by Team Magnitude. All right, level 10s, nigh. A whole level lead advantage here for TRSG. So Magnitude is going to have to be careful when these level 10s pop and make sure they're in a safe position not to get just blown up. All right, Kahira does go onto the Kingle, but she already is starting to lose health. Speaking of those level 10s, there goes the last rights immediately selected, and Kahira goes down to less than 1/3 of her health and immediately gets destroyed by that last right. So they do need to be careful with that for the rest of the game because they have no real mitigation. I don't think Ancestral is going to be able to heal them fast enough unless it's played perfectly to save them from Ancestral, or from last rights. Meanwhile, lots of damage going out into this bottom fort. And they are going to lose that here in the bottom lane, giving a structure advantage over to the side of TRSG. Rotation onto the Kingle, immediately saved by the Deckard Sleep. Kahira is able to get out of there using the grapple hook. Wraithling does get a stun onto the Salem. He has no mana. Follow up with the Burrow. Salem getting very low. One more chain combo from Kel'Thuzad might do it. There goes the Cocoon onto Deckard, and meanwhile, Kahira is able to focus down Malthael and take him out. So this is going to be a 2-0 turnaround for Magnitude as they're able to pick up their level 10s. So very nice re-engage after the stun follow-up onto the Rainer. And just like that, we're at 2 kills apiece for these teams. Meanwhile, Asmodan sitting at 140 stacks of Annihilation. And fatal wounds at 120 for Kahira. Kahira. Anyone know? Chat. What's the phonetics? Kira? I'm just going to call her Kira from now on. Less syllables. Punk getting low on mana in the top lane, and Robert is just going to be annoying for the rest of the match, as divas will, in 2 games made by Blizzard. We are getting an aggressive rotation here by Kahira, Wraithling, Captain Roberts, but they elect to kind of back off, play it safe, not knowing where the rest of the members are, and we had 2 members Hearth for Magnitude. And the next shrine is active. Kingle setting up aggressively to get a camp invade on the side of Magnitude. So they're going to have to respond to that. It will be in the middle lane, so it should be relatively easy to kind of pick that up. Meanwhile, there's a 10 Skeletal Warrior lead for Magnitude. Wraithling stuck in the middle of 3 frontliners, and he's getting very low. Not going to be able to be saved by Rhaegar as Captain Roberts gets slept by the Deckard, and just like that, the tank is gone for Magnitude as they were just 2 split. Captain Roberts half held going in there. Not always the best decision. Ancestral too late, and he gets taken out by a timely stun by Silver and bunker damage. And of course, the old man getting the final kill on the puppy. Deckard with the cane slap. Kira channeling her ult, gets stunned out by the blaze. Very nice play there as Kingle was getting low. Good peels from Silver. Excellent work there. Frozen Punisher over to the side of TRSG. Taking a look at the damage numbers here. Raynor leading the way for TRSG, as would be expected in the early game. They do need to be careful here. 1 stun from the Punisher is going to put them in a bad position with a follow-up by Blaze. Silver is getting very, very low. He's going to have to get out of there, but 3-man root from Deckard. Captain Roberts is forced to use Ancestral on himself, and there goes an Ubrak to those last rites. Dr. Blunch is being focused by Kingle as well, who's starting to get chunked down by Captain Roberts. He's able to heal up just enough to survive with 19 health. Escapes out of there. And Silver is able to finish off Kahira just after she finishes her Fatal Wounds quest. And there we have it. All 3 forts down on the side of Magnitude. So they are going to have to come up with a strategy to get them back in this game. About a level down. They've constantly sort of been a talent tier down since basically level 10. So they need to find a way to get caught up and just kind of watch out for getting caught out, separated and alone with that last rites. All right, we do see Punk getting onto this Kingle here. Kel'Thuzad Chain is going to be able to peel them off of Punk and Captain Roberts. The sleep does go out from Deckard, getting Wraithling and Kahira, but there you have it. 1 more last right stack for Malthel, who's just not going to be threatened in any way this round from those last rights not going off, as long as he makes sure there's enough health missing. It's just going to be an issue that they're going to have to deal with. Oh, excuse me. Now we have level 16s picked up by TRSG. This Bruiser camp does get the top fort down for Magnitude. So a little bit of light there. And they are about to pick up level 16s and their chance to get back into this match. 7 kills to 2 over to the side of TRSG, with Malthel leading the way with 23,000 damage. And Punk starting to pick up the numbers here with 310 stacks of Annihilation. We'll start to see that become more and more of a factor as we move on. Looks like they may be just focusing getting him stacked up as a team right now. Meanwhile, TRSG is kind of just sticking as a 5-man group. We see bottom lane pressure onto this bottom fort by Wraithling and company. They do need to be careful as an aggressive counter flanking engagement is coming. Kingle looking to get right in there onto the Wraithling. We do get the burrow out, but Kingle's able to stick to him with that teleport ability. Captain Roberts stuck back there as well. He might be able to get out of there with puppy form, but he might have to pop Ancestral, and there it is. All right, we do see TRSG having to slightly retreat out of here. Kingle's getting very low, focused by the healer and the tank, as Cocoon goes on to Panda, but he's able to get out of there with no issues. We do see Kira onto the back line and pops her ult onto 4 members, but they just nuke her. Meanwhile, Anubarak and friends are able to take out Malthael without Last Rites killing anyone. So 1 kill for 1 in that team fight right before the Shrine becomes active. And this is where, if you're Magnitude, you want to start getting in there and forcing a fight here before level 20. Their main threat is gone when it comes to the damage, so get aggressive, start rotating in, and see if you can pick off a kill here. We do get a stun onto the backline of Magnitude. Meanwhile, Wraithling is onto the backline of TRSG. Silver getting very low. Wraithling as well. There is the stun onto Wraithling. He is able to escape out of there just in time. Captain Roberts about quarter health. 16 Skeletal Warriors to 11 for Magnitude. Robert is back into the mech, and there is the 2-man sleep from Deckard, followed by some follow-up kills from the rest of the team. That Kiera ult is just not really paying dividends. We do see a 2-man stun out from Blaze, and another member down for Magnitude. Ancestral too late, and there you have it. We may see a 5-man wipe here. Last Rites comes out, and there it is, the 5-man team wipe. Someone clipped that. That was a very well-organized, long, sustained fight. Played perfectly by TRSG. We are going to see the next Punisher picked up by Team Rainbow Strike Go. And it is the of the arcane variety. All right, very dangerous situation here. You could get some snowballing kills leading to a core engagement if they're not careful, so they just need to kind of focus on getting the Punisher drawn out. And followed up on Kahira does get stunned by the Punisher with a follow-up from Silver. They are forced to use Ancestral on him to keep him alive. 4-man stun by Blaze, followed up with damage from Robert. Here comes the Punisher onto Wraithling, and Last Rites once again cleans up the missing health. We do get a kill onto Malthael. And another kill out onto the Blaze, so Magnitude is starting to be able to pick off some of the members of TRSG, but the damage coming out from Robert onto the core, and there's not a whole lot of health left with Raynor and Robert putting damage out, and the Diva ult is going to be able to seal the deal. Game 1 goes over to the side of TRSG. Taking a look at some stats here. Raynor finishing the damage lead with 45,000 as that last 2 fights just kind of skyrocketed him up into the stratosphere. And then we have Azmodan with 54,000 damage overall, but endgame, not a whole lot to write home about when it comes to kills. And there you have it. That unorthodox Diva Blaze combo, just in the end a little bit too much to deal with for Magnitude. All right, chat. Let me know what you thought. Was that everything you thought it was going to be and more? You want to see something else? Do you want a Murky? Do you want a Gazlow? As we try to figure out where we're going to be heading next. Let's take a look at one of the players for Team Rainbow Strike Go. The hero who led the way on that first map with 45,000 damage. Salem playing the Rainer, typically playing the Assassin. 3.1 KDA with a 92% kill participation. Spends about a minute 46 dead this season in Division B. Plays 8 hero pools with averaging 51,000 damage. He's had a 13 kill streak this season. So just kind of highlighting some of the work that Salem's been able to produce this season in NGS Season 14. All right, taking a look at the map draft now that the victory has gone over to the side of Team Rainbow Strike Go. This is a best of 3. And we're looking to see Magnitude bounce right back. We'll see if they go with map pick or first pick. Let me know in the chat, what map do you guys want to see? I would love to see Towers of Doom. And it does look like we are going to be heading over to Braxis Holdout. You asked for Zerg, you got it. Just trying to figure out who selected this map. Get the teams ready, and we'll have you right in there. Continued action. Wraithling says in the chat, we formally offer you this opportunity to forfeit. Coming from the team that lost the previous match. Psychological warfare is always encouraged. While we wait for this, all right, looks like Team Magnitude did pick up the selection for Braxis Holdout. And these two teams are offering some friendly banter back and forth. Things are getting a little heated. Some things were said. And I'm a little worried. What's going to happen here? They might fight. All right, we do have a bio break coming out for these teams. This was a heated battle in the first round, so, they may need to take care of some things. While we have some downtime here, this is a perfect opportunity for me to let you know about a great opportunity you have to join us, me, my friend Swiftmida, and my good buddy I'm Pickle Matt, podcasting about video games every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central. We livecast our weekly video game podcast at twitch.tv/OMG podcast. That's One More Game Podcast. And we talk video games, industry news, game releases on the horizon, game reviews, things we've been playing. And then we cover a weekly gaming topic of the week. Last week we talked about physical health and gaming and how they can be a detriment to each other. But in the past, we've talked about things like the history of PlayStation, mental health in gaming, toxicity in gaming, cheat codes, all kinds of stuff. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can check that out. As I said, live every Sunday night, twitch.tv/OMG podcast. And if you can't catch us live, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you might find your podcasts. One More Game podcast. And I'll jump off my soapbox. All right. I am working on some things for you in appreciation of you guys joining me tonight. You know, it's always fun to play Heroes of the Storm with friends. Just as much fun watching Heroes of the Storm with friends, although my wife would disagree. Not her flavor of choice. All right. Looks like both teams are ready for some action in Brax's holdout. Hell, I'm ready. It's going to be a great time. Gonna be a great time. I'm hoping to see game number 3. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into the draft for map number 2. Team Rainbow Strike Go versus Magnitude. This is the best of 3. So Magnitude is going to have to respond. We'll see what they decide to go with for this second map. They did select the map, so they will have second pick. And we do see the Stukov banned out. Stukov gets banned 38% of the time in Division B this season, which is kind of crazy, but makes sense. Pretty easy healer to handle. The healing kind of takes care of itself. He does have the excellent CC with the lurking arm and the root later on. So always a smart ban. We see a Ragnaros banned out. Very strong on this map. Garrosh banned out by Team Rainbow Strike Go. Ragnaros in Division B this season has a 63% win rate. Only gets selected 7% of the time, and Brax's holdout may be a big part of that. Last ban for this first round of bans going over the side of Magnitude. And they forgot to ban. Bold strategy, Cotton. First pick over to the side of Team Rainbow Strike Go. And we see the Brightwing picked up by TRSG Panda. All right, 2 picks over to the side of Magnitude. Let's make sure that they understand that they need to draft. Johanna, the meta tank picked up by Wraithling. And next pick, we're going to see the Anduin for Captain Roberts. OG Podcast gifted some subs to old Stroke. See, I told you. There's Blaze for Silver and Kel'Thas for Kingle. All kinds of subscriptions coming out from OMG Podcast. Your go-to. All right, there is the Malthael ban. No more last rites for you, Magnitude says. No more Malthael. It is September. So, you know, anytime you get a gifted sub, just pay it forward. The universe balances itself out. All right, we do see the Falstad ban from Team Rainbow Strike go. With the global being very useful in rotations on this map. Ooh, a Mephisto comes out from Punk and a Gazlo with that excellent location point control. Keep Punk with the All right, last two picks over to the side of Team Rainbow Strike. Go. The Genji for Salem. And there you have it, the Sonya for Robert. All right, last pick for this match. Map number 2. Oh, always love to see some Genji action. Very good on this map with the rotations between points. Able to jump over walls, dash in, join the solo laner, and a Hanzo from Dr. Blunch. The Hamada brothers facing off. They're just going to be spamming I need healing, which my wife would love as a resident Mercy. No swaps to be had. So we will be heading into Baraxis Holdout for map number 2. This is Nexus Gaming Series Season 14. Division B West action for round 6. Team Rainbow Strike Go versus Magnitude. Magnitude did drop game number 1, but nothing they can't bounce back from, and they are going to need to if they want to stay relevant in Division B West, as we are starting to get to the latter half of the season. You find yourself too far into the bottom of the bracket, and you're going to have a hard time making it. All right, for the blue team, we have Silver on Blaze, Robert on Sonya, Panda playing Brightwing, Salem 11 on Genji, and Kingle on the Kel'Thas. For the red team, Punk on Mephisto, Anna Manukin on Gaslow, Wraithing on Johanna, Captain Roberts playing the Anduin, and Dr. Blunch on Hanzo. Interested to see how this Gaslow Sonya is going to go. All right, taking a look at the talent picks here. We'll have Arcane Barrier for Kingle. Lots of globes to be had on this map. The Scatter Arrow Simple Geometry quest selected by Hanzo. Should be cool to watch how he plays that. We do see an immediate engage by Captain Roberts. I do believe we may have had a switch with the tank and healer for Magnitude. I'll get that fixed here in a second. Meanwhile, Gaslow and Sonya going at it, both getting down to a quarter health. We did get a kill with a minion getting a final blow onto the Kael'thas. Captain Roberts got to be very careful as he gets stunned out by Silver in the tower range. And Wraithling just a little bit too late to pick up that kill, or that save. Gazlowe getting very low with the Genji in the back, but he dives in and doesn't get the kill and gets killed by the fort. You hate to see it. Genji problems right there. Just Genji problems. All right. Captain Roberts is starting to channel the bottom beacon, and Silver starting to take a lot of damage. It is very, very hard to chunk through the health of a Johanna, so we'll see how TRSG decides to handle that. Punk does teleport in, but he's going to be in a bad position as soon as he comes out of that teleport, as Blaze gets the two-man stun follow-up. Gazlowe and Sonya going at it. This one's going to be very, very close. TRSG is able to bully off Magnitude from the bottom beacon, as is Gazlowe from the top beacon. Genji does rotate in, so Manukin is going to go down as oh, that stun just saved him. What a very, very fortunate turn of events. All right, Shuriken Quest coming out for Genji. We are at 13 scatter shot for the Hanzo quest. You know, chain bomb spread is an issue that affects over 90% of Heroes of the Storm players. It's going to be an issue this whole match. If Magnitude is able to prevent the spread of that chain bomb, they should be all right. All right, Salem is back with the Genji onto this bottom beacon. Does start to get focused by Captain Roberts, who's just sitting there as a single-man front line. He does start to get chunked down, as Wraithling is going to have to pull him out of there before things get too hectic. Gazlowe does get pushed off the top beacon, and Salem is ready for the rotation. We'll see if Magnitude is able to suss out that Genji is missing and kind of force their way back into this beacon in the bottom, which they are. Gazlowe being chased by Salem off of the camp here in the top lane. Stun out onto Johanna, getting very, very low. I don't know if Anduin has his pole available. Trait has to come out from Johanna. He's getting body blocked very well by Silver. There is the dive in from Genji, and he is able to pick up the kill right in the range of the towers, but the rest of the members of TRSG are getting very low, as Dr. Blunch is looking to get in there and pick up some final kills with that low health. Meanwhile, 66% channeled for the beacon progress for TRSG. 17 stacks for Hanzo so far. Taking a look at some damage numbers here. Kael'thas leading the way with double anyone else on his team, and Hanzo with 11,000. Dr. Blunch for Magnitude. All right, chat, let's hear it. Who's going to pick up this W? There it is, the chain bomb spread. Here comes Genji into the backline onto Wraithling. Johanna's going to have to get out of there. He's starting to pick up a ton of damage onto Punk. Has to get pulled out just in time for Anduin. And now, anytime that Genji is missing from the top lane and Gazlowe does not have control of that top beacon, they're going to be struggling. All right, here we have the Hamada brothers. Are they called the Hamada brothers? I'm pretty sure they are. Maybe I'm thinking of Big Hero 6, but... All right, big old Zerg wave for TRSG. Meanwhile, Salem parking himself in a aggressive front line, or flanking position. Main goal here, don't spread chain bomb. That's all you gotta do. Looking to clear out the minions. We do have two members into the top lane, followed by a phase shift in from Brightwing. They are going to get aggressive and try to finish off this kill, but Sonya is going to have to back off as Gazlowe does escape out of there. And Magnitude is able to prevent themselves from losing any forts. Kingle getting very low in the back line, but Genji's here to rotate in on Dr. Blunch, who may not be able to escape out of there. He's got about 20% health left, does get healed up. Captain Roberts getting very low, gets pulled out of there by Anduin just in the nick of time, and now we're starting to see a lot of damage come in from Punk on that Mephisto. Captain Roberts does not have his trait anymore and just lets Salem park on him. Unfortunate there. And here we go with another rotation. And a mannequin plays it safe. Camp being picked up on the side, on the magnitude side of the map for TRHG. We'll see if we get any sort of rotation. And Wraithing needs to be careful. Oh my goodness, sidesteps that silver stun. And now Captain Roberts is in here looking to fight, but there are 5 members of TRSG here ready and waiting. Salem runs into Mephisto. But overall, no one facing any major dangers. Camp already cleared out in the top lane. We do have the Phoenix selected possibly for Zerg Wave clear. X-Strike for Genji. Bunker for the Blaze. All right, we are going to see an aggressive camp rotation in here. Dr. Blunch is getting focused by Genji. He does have to get pulled out of there by Anduin. He escapes out with 100 health. And we do see the Bruiser camp picked up by TRSG. Robert being focused by Johanna. Gets some peel from Kingle. Meanwhile, Gazlo pushing top lane is a little bit far forward. 3 members rush in here, and he's going to be down for the count unless he can get a miracle stun. Nothing doing, and does pop the panic ult, but should be back up by the time he's fighting again. Beacons are active here in 3 seconds. All right, we are looking at a 5-2 kill advantage over to the side of TRSG with about a level lead. Both beacons being channeled already by TRSG. Genji does jump out of there quickly as he sees 3 members of Magnitude rotate in. Phase shift onto Silver by Brightwing. 3-man stun, 2-man stun by Silver onto the backline, followed up by a kill by Genji. Light Bomb goes out onto Captain Roberts, followed by the Falling Sword. He is parked on Kingle, but the leap goes into the backline as he forgot to protect his friends there in the back, those old squishies. And Captain Roberts is not long for this world as he gets focused by 5 members of TRSG, and we have a 3-kill advantage while picking up this massive Zerg wave here in the top lane. So things can start to snowball and get a little bit out of hand for Magnitude if they're not able to come up with an answer to this Genji Blaze combination here. All right, Zerg Wave pushing into the forts onto the top lane. Light Bomb goes out onto the Mephisto. Only gets 1 member of TRSG. We do see a ton of damage go out onto Panda from Punk, followed up by more damage onto Silver. There goes that chain bomb spread we talked about, and Salem is just parked onto his brother Hanzo, and he is able to secure that kill. Keep is still healthy. We do have a little bit of Zerg Wave left. Meanwhile, this bottom fort is being focused by Kingle and Robert, and they're going to lose that bottom fort as well. All right, Punk's going to have to be careful. No CC to be had by Salem. Punk's able to get out of there with no issues. All right, and a mannequin parked up here on the top siege camp. Shimada Brothers, not Himada. There it is. Way of the Shimada. I was so close. I was thinking of Big Hero 6. R.I.P. Tadashi. All right. Salem rotating aggressively for the flank onto Wraithling. He does get rooted. X-Strike does go out onto Anduin, who just gets blown up by the Silver Stun and Genji focus. Meanwhile, Captain Roberts is in here, and Robert is able to freely jump into the back line of Magnitude, and there is 3 kills to the side of TRSG. Yeah, right now the front line for TRSG, too much to handle for the single frontline Johanna. Boss being focused and quickly picked up by TRSG before the next shrine or beacon phase starts. And this game is starting to snowball. Level 16 is picked up by TRSG. We do see the thermal protection from the Blaze. More pyro bomb, living bomb issues. As now Flame Strike is going to be applying that. Light Bomb goes out onto Johanna, who's able to get 2 members stunned in the back line, but nothing crazy. Salem is getting very, very low. X-Strike's into 4 members, but now he has to start running for his life. Captain Roberts, meanwhile, continuing to pressure the front line for TRSG, but the boss is continuing to push in this bottom lane, and beacons are spawning here. Silver getting very, very low. He has to pop Bunker. Should be just fine. Captain Roberts as well getting pretty low. Has to pop his trait to maintain some health. You just got to spread out here against that Kel'Thas. Root does go out onto Kingle, who gets the phase shift in from Brightwing. He should be fine. Captain Roberts still hanging out low health. And they are able to defend that keep. We do have some low mana pools on the side of TRSG. We'll see if Magnitude is tracking that. They do aggressively rotate into this bottom beacon. Dr. Blunt, focused in the backline by Genji, is able to jump out of there and escape. Captain Roberts is situated in the backline, kind of hiding in a bush, gets stunned by... Oh, the light bomb goes on to the falling sword. Brightwing gets blown up by the falling sword stun combination. But we do have Captain Roberts getting very, very low. Salem gets turned on by 3 members of Magnitude. And for now, Magnitude is able to stave off the beacon channel. Unfortunately, they're still dealing with towers in this bottom lane, so they can't really get too aggressive. And if they forget about the beacon, they're going to be losing the shrine. Root goes out onto Sonya. Meanwhile, Captain Roberts trying to park on the low health Salem. He is forgetting about his backline again. Kingle about half health missing. He does have to pop Arcane Barrier. There goes the leap onto Hanzo, who is able to get out of there from the save. But Captain Roberts has 400 health left on Johanna, which is always scary. And TRSG is able to force Magnitude to back off. They're going to be rocking a full 100% Zerg wave. Light Bomb does go out onto Captain Roberts. Only hits Silver. Tons of damage coming out from Hanzo right now, but Anduin does go down to that Chain Bomb. Dr. Blunt and Salem going at it. Captain Roberts getting super, super low. No healing available. And now everyone on the side of Magnitude just running for their lives as they have no heals available. Another root out onto Silver by Punk. Very, very close to getting 3 kills, but nothing doing. And all of these low mana TRSG players managed to survive that long battle. Update on what happened in the top lane during that entire fight. I do believe Hanzo was able to rotate into the top beacon and kind of delay the channel for a little bit, but we are going to see a 100% Zerg wave for TRSG. 100 to 18%. They do have half health keep here in the bottom lane. Bunker is popped by Silver. Chain bomb just being delivered via Uber Eats and Flame Strike. Salem is just jumping into the back, focusing on Dr. Blunch. Just a few shurikens, and the leap misses by Robert. But a big stun onto Wraithling, followed by Kel'Thas damage from Chain Bomb. This core is at 70% health, and it looks like TRSG is going to pick up the 2-0 quick victory against Magnitude, getting them up into the top of the standings for their division. All right, checking out some post-game stats here. The Kel'Thas rocking 63,000 damage. That chain bomb spread, it's not a joke. We did get Hanzo, Dr. Blunch, with 55,000 damage, but no kills to be had for him. And overall, just kind of a Game 2 steamroll for TRSG. Well, there you have it, folks. A 2-0 victory for TRSG. Division B West. This should get them kind of bounced up into the top half of their division, depending on what happened elsewhere. Giving them 9 points. But everyone's kind of chasing can't connect stuns this season. We are going to try to get someone from TRSG over here to talk to us about the video game that they just played. Let's see, whom do we have? Robert. Let's see if he joins me here in a coin toss map. Or a coin toss channel. Robert. Robert.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Doing awesome. So excited we got the win. Yes.
Yes, always fun to win, and I guess we don't interview the losers, so
Yeah.
very nice.
I wonder if there'd ever be like a situation where you actually could do that if they're both open to it. That'd be interesting.
So I'll tell you, I did have a match where we interviewed all 10 members that played in the match, and it was pure anarchy and pure joy. We had a great time.
It's awesome. That's a great idea, actually.
Yep. So congrats on the 2-0 victory. That's going to propel you guys up into the standings for Division B West, depending on what happened elsewhere. How are you guys feeling about the season so far?
Oh, season has been definitely a roller coaster for us. I think everyone in the div is pretty well close to skill level. So we've definitely had a lot of like runs. I think before this game, because we only have 7 teams, not like a ton. The West kind of falters with attendance, but ours just teams. I mean, but I think like from anywhere from 2nd place to 7th place was a difference of like 2 points before today. So it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's been cool to watch and cast. Every match is relatively close. I mean, you guys were able to kind of steamroll this one a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about game number 2 since it's the freshest in our mind.
That's good.
Looks like Salem. Is it Salem?
Salem, yeah.
He was wreaking havoc with that Genji on the back line. Johanna wasn't able to stave off that kind of aggressive push onto Anduin. Is this something that you guys like to introduce from time to time? I know he's really good on that map.
We haven't really. I mean, we messed around with it in practice, but we haven't really thought of it in a while. And I think we were trying to figure out this other Braxis strategy, which we just were not doing well at, so we just kind of went back to the basics tonight. And
Yeah,
we did have a feeling they were gonna play it against us because they beat us on it before. I think maybe a couple times actually. So I don't see why they wouldn't just keep picking it on us. But yeah,
it's why Heroes of the Storm is such a beautiful game, right? Because you can
right,
steamroll one match and then change up the dynamics, and then you get steamrolled. So
yeah,
always fun.
for sure. Yeah, but it's not something we do a lot. It's just something we decided on in the moment. We're like, all right, let's give it a shot, see how it looks. We knew Genji was great on the map, of course, with the boss and stuff like that, and just rotations. And um, I don't know how much of it you saw, but he did really well with the rotations. He put a lot of pressure on Gazlo top lane, so
Yeah, I was
it was hard.
highlighting every time he was rotating. We talked about it actually during the draft when you guys picked him up because it's a very excellent strategy with those types of heroes on that map, and he was playing it pretty perfectly. There was one time he dove in to get the kill in the tower and didn't get the kill and got
I
killed, but
know. Yeah, yeah. I think he actually there's one where he dove in and he got the kill, but he died, and there's
yeah,
another where he got stunned by his like little stun thing,
yeah,
so he barely got away. Yeah,
very
but it
nice,
was
fun,
like huge plays by Salem on Genji for sure.
fun to watch, fun to watch. Who did you play on map number one? You were on
I don't even remember honestly. Like I'm just like whatever. What am I playing, team? All right, cool. No, I think I ended up playing Diva actually
Diva.
on
That
a
was it.
yeah.
That was an interesting one to see. We don't see that a whole lot, and they were having a hard time kind of dealing with that unorthodox comp that you guys were dealing with.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's interesting. We've scrimmed them a lot, so they know a lot of what we do usually on maps. They even had the edge, I think. I don't think we've actually beat them in a Div B match in like the last 2 seasons. So super excited to get the win against them because they had our number like forever. It seemed like, but yeah, we just played it pretty well. Played the map. I like Diva for the map, obviously, but she's fallen off since like Hogger, and I don't know how to play Hogger, so whatever. But it's facts, right? The truth.
it, it,
But
it's hard to
yeah,
learn those new heroes, you know.
yeah, I know. Like newish, like years
Yeah,
ago, heroes. Like,
yeah. I love how
well, I
it's
guess,
still.
I guess now as long as they keep the game on, I have forever to learn it, right? So
Yeah.
there's that as a positive.
Very cool. So I always like to ask you guys, Robert, how long have you been playing in NGS?
Um, I honestly don't know. It's been a few seasons that I've been playing in. We actually started in Heroes Lounge for the first season, and then I think we waited a couple seasons, then played NGS as well. So whenever that is, I don't know if it was like season 7 or 8, or I have no idea, somewhere around there. And we're
Very
on
cool.
14 right now. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we picked up a person in that Heroes Lounge team, and then been playing with my brother, Silver. Kingo is the guy that we picked up from that, and then Panda I know in real life, and Salem we picked up from one of our other teams because we have a few teams that represent us this year.
Yeah,
So
very nice. What is
yeah.
just to get my education on TRSG? So we have
Oh,
team. What are we looking at here? What organization is this?
oh yeah, yeah. It's just Team Rainbow Strike Go. We're the main team, but probably not the best. I don't know if we're the best of the ones right now, but we've got one actually in Div E.
Right,
They call themselves Team Rainbow
Rainbow
Shrooms.
Shrooms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And they're doing amazing there, and then also in B East we have Undead actually. So
Okay, very
yeah, we
nice.
have a couple other teams. Good times.
Very good times. Well, it's cool to see the NGS community continue to grow, even though the game is on life support. And as much as Blizzard wants to let it die, we're never going to let it die. So
Yeah, as long as
glad
they
you're,
keep it on. So
yeah, glad you're having fun. And I'll give you the
thanks.
last few minutes to take the floor and shout outs or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first, thanks off for casting. I don't. Do I call you the Stroke or Stroke? Like, what do you prefer?
Whatever. Stroke is what most
Like
people
heart
call me, but
attack. Like,
yeah.
okay. All right. But thanks for casting first and foremost. It's always good. And thanks for picking up last minute because like literally like a few minutes before you're like, I'm gonna cast this thing. I was like, sweet.
Sweet.
So it'll always be fun to go back and just kind of watch some stuff, different perspective versus like what you actually see on your screens.
Right.
Definitely want to thank Magnitude for playing the night too. it wasn't their night, but they've had 3 other nights. So if you're listening to this later, dang you guys, we finally got you. Finally. But no, props off to them. They always bring good competition. You know, hands off to our org and all other teams, our subs. So many subs that we have just to make this go for all 3 teams. And obviously, thanks for the boys, the main squad that put in the week or work every week. And lastly, just thanks NGS for existing still and playing this game that we all love so much. It's been a blast. And again, thanks again for casting. Appreciate it.
Of course, no problem, Robert. There you have it, folks. Heartfelt words from TRSG and their lead, Robert. And good luck to you in the future of the season. I hope you guys are able to climb to the top and stay in playoff contention. And if not, just enjoy playing video games together. But have a good one, man, and celebrate the victory.
Sure, we'll do. You have a good one.
All right, see ya.
All right.
Well, there you have it, folks. You heard it live from Robert. They're excited about the win, and not something they always see when they play Magnitude, so always cool to see that. As that's just the way things go. Any given Sunday or every given Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central, any team can beat any other team in Heroes of the Storm. It's been a blast bringing you this cast of Nexus Gaming Series Season 14. And as we move forward in the season, look to see more and more of you watch some NGS action. Thanks for joining me tonight. As if this is your first time in the channel, let me know what's going good, what's going bad. You can hit me up on Twitter at __stroke. And you can always find me on this channel streaming. Follow if you like what you saw and heard. And we'd love to have you guys join the community. Speaking of communities, you can also join our gaming community if you're looking for other people to play with. Heroes of the Storm, Destiny, all kinds of stuff. We're over at Bonsai Gaming. Just reach out and I'll get you an invite. And then lastly, I'll use these last few minutes to thank NGS for all they do for casters, gamers alike. And it's awesome to watch this community continue to grow and thrive regardless of the state of the game. And it's been cool to see this organization grow as my children have grown along the same timeline. So pretty neat. Lastly, you can join me, Swiftmeda, and I'm Pickle Matt every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/OMG podcast. Watch us cast our weekly video game podcast live. Join in the conversation, listen to us talk about gaming industry news, upcoming game releases, game reviews, and just BS about all of our favorite hobby and passion, video games. And you can also check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again, guys, for joining me tonight. And as always, just because you have to grow up doesn't mean you have to stop gaming. Game on, gamers, and I'll see you next time in the Nexus. Take it easy.